Here I'm going to show how to fix a pair of heated gloves from Costco. These are about 2 or 3 years old, so we've had them for quite a while and they've been working fine. And all of a sudden, they stopped working on one glove. One of the batteries seemed like it wasn't working. Well, so I did some debug methods. There's basically sort of a chain of events. Basically, did it charge fully? Is it the glove? Is it the battery that's a problem? So my initial debugging, what I did, since there are two gloves, two batteries, I swapped the battery and found to determine if the batteries are good, then both batteries would fail on the glove, and that would mean a failed glove. If it was a battery that was a problem, the battery would fail on both gloves, which it did. So upon closer investigation, and this is a good battery, the old battery I'll show you over here, I happen to notice, if this could catch it or look close enough, the wires actually are showing copper. And I think this is because it's been rubbing up against this hard plastic piece. However, that's not, this battery as well as the one that failed had that issue. So I started to take it apart. Basically, I cut all the outside off, and then they are taped to use basically two batteries that are taped together in the middle. So I used an X-Acto knife. And in the process, before I even got really too far in taking this off, the lead popped off. And so, of course, that's the issue. Again, this does have the little nicks in the wires and the sheathing. But this is what it looks like. It's two batteries that were taped together like this. Pull them apart. So all I have to do is connect this back onto its pad. I'll probably reseat all of these and add some insulation on these wires just where they were worn away. The sheathing is worn away. All right, see if I can do this with one hand. My stand is not working. Actually, I'm going to start with putting some sheathing on this one first. Now to get that to shrink, I just use a soldering iron, not the tip, but sort of the body. Just putting that close causes it to shrink around the wire. And that will protect this lead's, this being the lead, this lead's wire, so it doesn't short. Something I haven't quite worked out yet is what I'm going to wrap, how I'm going to wrap this battery back up. Next, I'm going to take this piece off, put some solder on that, and then reseat it onto that pad. So I use my wire strippers, pull that off. I have my solder. All right, so here is, I wouldn't say quite the final product, but these are both protected and soldered. So now we're going to test if it works. This light is green, it should go to red when it charges. And I'm assuming there's no charge. I wouldn't say no charge, I would think there's some charge on this, but it's not full. So there it is. It's back and working again. So now, with this one, all I have to do is I'll glue these back together. I'm actually going to put some epoxy on these leads to keep them so that they don't come apart. And then I'm actually going to take this one apart because it needs to be fixed as well. So I have two of them earlier. We're on their way out, especially given this is concerning. This could cause a short. And I don't really want to know what happens to, this is a lithium ion battery. Can you guess it is? And if it is, I don't want to short one of those and see what happens. Nothing like having your hands on fire. Jeez. So this is the good battery, and it needs to be repaired as well. So time to disassemble it, pretty much the same way I did the other one. So I did test both of these and they do work. So now I'm going to add some strain relief. So here's the final product. I used electrical tape around most of it, and then I did this shrink wrap type stuff. It's all for packaging material, and then I used a heat gun to seal it around. So it's not very pretty, but it's functional and should work fine. And if this does come off, I can always look for another type of material. Now, ideally, they should have come in a plastic box and done professionally anyway from the start, but I'm using what I have. They do work, they charge, and they actually heat the gloves. So that's a wrap.